good evening. Welcome to a top-of-the-table clash here in the WSL. Quadruple chasing Chelsea are taking on Manchester City under the Friday night lights. And there's always something special about evening games that adds a bit of drama. Not that these two need any help with that.
So here we go then, Manchester City against Chelsea. Try a luck, oh what a goal! Pick that one out! Clumsy, so Alex Greenwood into the book. Another yellow. And the Manchester City captain is sent off. Alexandri's gone into the book for complaining as well.
She's been given for time wasting.
Chloe Kelly also received a yellow card. There's another yellow card. Jill Rawds went over to say something.
Yellow card for him.
Here goes James looking for that curler off the bar. Another red card. Lauren Hemp. Manchester City down to 9. Gareth Taylor is the latest to go into the book. 8 minutes of added time. Bright with the header. Oh, it's off the bar again. Manchester City are down to 8. Huge moment this. Corner delivered in. Oh, what a save by Keating. Can Chelsea smuggle it in? Yes, they can. And Manchester City hearts are broken.
Yes, 11 yellows, 2 reds, 8 City players left on the pitch when Chelsea finally broke them, and what a day it was. And the Sky Blues have been stubborn challengers all season long, just 3 points between them. Okay, this one will go some way towards deciding the title race. The top scorers in the WSL welcome the tightest defence in the league. Kick-off in just over 10 minutes' time. And I'm the neutral here this evening as I welcome Farrah Williams and Ellen White. So I'm going to start you two by getting you to talk about each other's teams, okay? So Farrah, I suppose Manchester City, 10 wins in all competitions at the moment, and the buzzword in football, momentum. Is that going to be key for them tonight? Is it going to help them?
Yeah, I think so. I think they certainly come into the game in really good form. You mentioned there 10 wins out of 10. I think the win last weekend to Arsenal, I think that's given them great confidence. We spoke to Alex Greenwood after the game, and she spoke about the mentality shift within the squad, and I think you can really see that. You can see they have that self-belief, so I think that they're coming here with a belief in the team that they can actually get 3 points here today, but they'll have to be switched on to this Chelsea team, because as you mentioned, they're a team full of goals, and you've seen their lineup today. It's a very attacking team, so their defence will have to be switched on if they are to take anything from the game.
Yeah, we're going to get that lineup to you very shortly, but Ellen, we have to talk about Chelsea's new signing. Glad you're here tonight, a striker, talk about their new signing and their striker, Mayra Ramirez. How impressive is she?
She's so good. I really like the fact that she's come here for a lot of money and she's really taken it by the scruff of her neck. And what I loved about her in this game in particular, the way she just comes off the defence and picks up a beautiful position. But her ability to do a 1-2, her speed, but then also her end product has really been, I think, really good for this team as well. But for me, it's her speed, it's her power, it's her strength. And I think this is going to be vital in this game tonight. And I'm really excited to see what she can do against this Man City defence.
Yeah, I think she's different to what Chelsea have in terms of the attack. You can see here she's so powerful when she gets the ball at her feet and drives at defenders, makes it really difficult for them. You can see her here winning a penalty. But this is what I really like about her, when she gets herself into the box and the clever flick here to be aware of where the defenders are, to get yourself in that sort of position, just shows her qualities.
Not a bad goal, that, Faz.
I mean, I've never scored one like that outside of training.
Oh, stop it.
Outside of training.
Outside of training, good.
I mean, Ellen White scored a few. Right, let's bring you some team news. Okay, so Chelsea welcome back Lauren James, who missed last week's FA Cup tie against Crystal Palace with illness. Fran Kirby also starting for the Blues this evening. And as for City, well, we saw league top scorer Kadisha Shaw icing her calf last week after limping off at Arsenal. But great news for the travelling City fans here this evening, because she is in the lineup and she starts. OK, let's get you over to Jo Curry. She's been talking with both of the managers.
Chelsea and Manchester City have had some wonderful matchups over the last few seasons, but how much do you look forward to the tactical rivalry of this fixture?
Yeah, of course. I mean, two teams got their own styles. You know, Man City, we know they're a team that don't play into the press. So we have to be patient and look to keep the ball, try and find the right opportunities to probe. And for us, we have to exploit the spaces that we know are there playing against them. But I love these games. Said it many times, there's a lot of mutual respect between both clubs and it'll be a very interesting battle.
City are now 10 wins in a row, including that wonderful win over Arsenal away in the FA Cup last weekend. In terms of confidence in your side, is this the best possible time to be facing Chelsea?
I think so, yeah. You do well to probably pick a better moment. I think we're in good form, we're in good spirit. You know, our results have been good, but we know we're coming up against a good challenger tonight, and it's a good opportunity for us, you know. And like I said previously, if we had this opportunity at the beginning of the season, at this stage of the season now, to be able to go really close with winning tonight, then that's what we would have took their hands off.
Yeah, well, City's teenage goalkeeping sensation, Chiara Keating, shone very bright at Meadow Park last week as Manchester City beat Arsenal in the FA Cup. Ellen, you've seen her come through the youth ranks at Manchester City. How impressive have you been with her development?
I think she's a bundle of energy to start with, but just her maturity. She's really grown into this #1 position at Manchester City, and the way that she was able to move her feet, the way her ability to push that over the bar for that powerful shot from Kim Little, but her redemption that she got at the weekend against Arsenal when she made that big mistake last time out, I think just shows a maturity from such a young goalkeeper as well, and I think she's been phenomenal for them.
How impressed are you with her, Farah?
Yeah, I think she was, you know, the best player on the pitch last weekend in the FA Cup against Arsenal. I think her saves really kept her team in the game in those crucial moments when momentum flips within games. But I think Helen's right. I think the maturity of her, the way she's able to work her feet in situations, for somebody that's not so big as a goalkeeper, you've got to have good footwork, and she certainly has that.
I mean, she had the moves right there.
She did.
Well, Manchester City are going to need her tonight. City are only 3 points behind Chelsea at the moment in the WSL. It would have been very different had they managed to beat them at the start of the season. And actually, it's a day Alex Greenwood won't forget in a hurry.
The last time City played Chelsea was here earlier in the season. Mad game, ended up being the most booked WSL game in history. 11 yellows, 2 reds. What are your memories of that match?
Sitting inside the changing room with my fingers crossed, hoping the girls could get a result, and I mean, fair play to them, they did.
Another
My
yellow,
goodness.
and the Manchester City captain is sent off.
Your second yellow for perceived time wasting. What was going through your mind then, and is it too soon to joke about it now?
No, I mean, yeah, I think, listen, the way we play, I'm always going to try and look for the short pass first, and then after that I look for what's beyond, and if it's none of them, then I'll go back. And I mean, I think it was 35 minutes into the game. I was not thinking of slowing the game down at anything at that point. We're winning the game, so yeah, it is what it is. The decision was done, and there's nothing I can do about it now. I just think it was a little bit frustrating, and I think you could see that it frustrated everyone. But the football we played when we were down to 8 players, it was fantastic. But credit to the girls to get a draw in them circumstances was brilliant.
Nothing but pride for their Manchester City players.
I'm guessing you'll be hoping for a slightly calmer match this time around, but league titles come down to such fine margins. If you win, you could potentially go top. If you have a defeat, you could potentially go 6 points behind Chelsea. How big a say can this game have on the title race?
Oh, it's massive. It's a huge game. It's, like you said, it's the difference between top and the difference between being 6 points behind, and to try and chase Chelsea with 6 points is difficult. We know what they're capable of.
Here come Arsenal, Little drives, brilliant save again by Chiara Keating.
Someone who's getting a lot of headlines at the moment is a certain teenager who's playing in goal for you. Just how good is Chiara Keating?
She's great. Do you know what I love about Chiara? She doesn't change no matter what. She turns up every day bouncing into the training ground. She's full of energy, she's full of life, she's a top girl. She's still young, she's going to make mistakes, but right now I think you're seeing one of the future best keepers in the world, in my opinion.
Do you sometimes forget that she's so young because she's so good?
Some days I do, and some days she reminds me that she's 19.
Manchester City really going to need her leadership on the pitch today. Farah, top of the table clash this one. How do you see it going?
I think the game will obviously be cagey to start. I think once the game opens up, I think it will be whoever has the most quality in that final third will get the result. But I think it'll be a cagey start into the game. But as I said, as the game opens up, you'll certainly start to see the qualities, and I think that'll be the deciding factor.
Where's the key battles in this one, Ellen?
I think it's got to be in the midfield, but then I think similar to what Farah said, it's about who can take their chances. They've both got to go for the win, and hopefully lots of goals, Alex.
Yeah, she's back. That one was coming. Well, Ellen White, Chelsea are unbeaten at home for 3 years in the WSL. 33 games, 32 of them wins. A record they hold with, yep, you guessed it, Manchester City. Just 3 points between these sides. Let's get you over to our commentary team. Gilly Flaherty is alongside Robin Cowan.
Well, thank you very much, Alex. Good evening, everyone. A potentially decisive fixture in the race for the WSL title. First versus second. The outcome of this matchup will have a significant bearing on who will win the league. Defending champions Chelsea in the driving seat, 3 points ahead of chasers Manchester City. Make no mistake, this is the biggest game of the Women's Super League season so far. It's one change for Chelsea from the narrow win over Crystal Palace in the FA Cup. Chelsea's top scorer, Lauren James, who missed the match with illness, is back and replaces Johanna Reeting-Kannerid. Myra Ramirez, who scored the winner against Palace, is still searching for her first WSL goal since joining in January. Manchester City are unchanged from their cup win over Arsenal. Lauren Hemp, one of 2 City players sent off in the reverse fixture, makes her 150th appearance for Manchester City tonight. WSL top scorer Khadija Shaw is fit to start after being forced off last time out. She has 13 goals already this season, but has failed to find the net against the champions. City themselves looking for their first league win at Chelsea since 2016. Gilly Flaherty, the players you feel are in good form and could prove decisive tonight?
Yes, I think for me, I've picked Ramirez for Chelsea. I think, obviously, listen, if anyone's seen it, she scored an outrageous goal against Crystal Palace the other week in the FA Cup. But in my opinion, this is probably her biggest test in opponent since she's joined Chelsea. So it'll be interesting. She's coming up against one of the best leagues, one of the best defences in the league at the moment too. So it'll be a big test for her. And also for me, for City, Keating. You know, obviously the girls just touched about it then in regards to her performance last week. She made some absolutely phenomenal saves and she kept City in the game and pushed them on to win. So I'm excited to see her tonight as well.
Well, this has been a game that has been anticipated for quite some time, but the fact that Manchester City are chasing Chelsea all the way just makes it all the more mouth-watering. Abigail Byrne is our referee tonight. Emma Hayes. Just 7 games remaining in the WSL at least before she departs for the United States Women's National Team. She will be hoping, of course, that there'll be many more than that on the way in the cup competitions. They are still in all 3 of them, domestically and in Europe, of course. But this is such a significant night for Chelsea and Manchester City, not just in terms of who takes home the points or whether it will be shared spoils, but it could deal us significant psychological blow if we do have a victor tonight. Here we go then, Manchester City get us underway under the Friday night lights at Kings Meadow. Chelsea could get a WSL record, 34 games unbeaten at home. They are currently matching Manchester City's 33 games unbeaten at home. The fact that they haven't lost here in the league in 3 years just tells its own story of what a tough task that Manchester City have today.
You just mentioned it as well, Friday night. I mean, I didn't play many Friday night games, to be fair, but just the buzz, even coming here tonight, the absolute buzz around the crowd as well. The fans have come out. Man City have travelled as well, really well. It's just a buzz about it under the lights.
A game of such importance deserves an atmosphere to match, certainly playing up to that at the moment. This will be fiercely contested, as mentioned by Emma Hayes in the build-up. This is a rivalry, a fierce one, but one that comes with mutual respect. Final day of half-term for many of these, so why not have a late night, a weekend to recover. Leah Alexandri, who scored the winner in that game against Arsenal at Boreham Wood last week. Lovely ball from the back from the goalkeeper. Out of play, Chloe Kelly, who has created more chances than any other player in the WSL. And you can see that's what Arsenal tried to do last weekend. Gilly was try and stop the crosses that are so good from the wide areas from this Manchester City side.
I also think as well, though, with their crosses, it's about, for example, with Chloe Kelly whips it, it's Lauren Hemp coming in off the weak side that they have to be aware of too.
Kelly. It is picked up by Hemp and cleared. Hemp shielding the ball so well. As Wahhabi in support. And all the way back to Alex Greenwood. Good start from the visitors. Both sides currently on a 10-game winning streak. So one or both is going to come to an end tonight. It's Lauren James. Two players snapping at her heels and she still manages to wriggle away. And she's still going, Lauren James. Picks out Brighton. Has a few options. Didn't feel that there was a primary one, and it is recycled to Leopold now. Works it out to Niamh Charles. Now Wrighton. Charles making the move. Wrighton's header, trying to pick out Ramirez.
Just think, talking about Lauren James there, like, talking about being a former centre-back, me, Alexandri, she's so focused on trying to win that ball off of Lauren James that she ends up trying to win the physical battle with her. And it's hard to win the physical battle against Lauren James. If she drops that deep, you just got to pass her on to Hasegawa and stay in your shape, because that's what she wants you to do. She wants to pull you out to open up the space in between the units and in between the defensive line.
Great ball over the top for Fran Kirby. Ramirez is with her. Kirby back to Cuthbert. A really good header away there from Greenwood. And out of play for a goal kick.
Yeah, really good break there from Chelsea. And I think when I was watching when Fran Kirby got the ball, you see Ramirez in the middle, and I think she's just hoping that it's going to get whipped in now around the back of Alex Greenwood. And you see her as Fran pulls back again, you just see Ramirez lifts her head up a little bit as in to say, just put the ball into the box. And when you put the ball into a dangerous area like that, you've got centre-backs running back towards their goal. That's when sometimes it ends up with an own goal, or you end up winning a corner from it.
Leopold's into Kirby. Beautiful cushioned touch out to Ashley Lawrence. It's a teasing ball in, and Greenwood forced into a defensive action again. Corner for Chelsea.
Yeah, it's a dangerous whip ball in from Ashley Lawrence. Again, that's the dangerous areas that we're talking about there. Great setback from Fran Kirby. Ashley Lawrence whips it in around the back of the defence. And Alex Greenwood doesn't really know what's around her, has to deal with it.
Cuthbert, it's a free header, and it's claimed on the line by Chiara Keating. Similar situation against Arsenal, where it wasn't quite so convincing.
Expect better defending really though as well from City. Leopold shouldn't be having all that time and space and come away really completely unmarked to be able to direct a header.
Greenwood. It's Wahhabi.
Obviously just able to watch her back. She comes, it's too easy, especially you've got a player like Alex Greenwood who's marking her. No, she has to stay tight with her. She ends up pulling off of Alex Greenwood far too easily there.
James. Charles on the charge. Brighton, deflection, and that's Kiara Keatings once again.
Yeah, good link-up play again. See from Charles at Guru Wrighton there, but just not got really the quality or picking anyone out really in that area.
Chelsea have scored in 43 of their last 44 WSL games. The only side to stop them during that run was Manchester City when they beat them at the Academy Stadium, as it was then known, last season. And are we seeing today, Gilly Flatty, the two players pushing Mary Earps for that #1 shirt?
I think it's good. I think it's good for the national team to be having competition. I think Hannah Hampton, now she's gone to Chelsea and probably people didn't really think she was going to play a lot. And she's now, if anything, got the #1 shirt. And I think that's what's great about Emma, is that she does give opportunities to younger players. And also players, if you earn your spot and you do well, you keep it.
Manages to find Greenwood, steps in field, and now Laura Coombs, formerly of Chelsea. Hemp forced inside by Ashley Lawrence. Greenwood into Coombs, now to play from Kirby. That's a bit of a loose pass, straight to Hasegawa. Ramirez. It was cleared straight at her by Greenwood. She can't pick out a teammate, and that's a good recovery from Greenwood as well. Now here's Shaw.
Yeah, good hold-up play there from Shaw as well, but it's one of them ones you don't really want Shaw dropping that deep to get the ball, because obviously she's your highest point in your team. But again, does well just to settle it down a little bit and obviously go back to her defence as well, keep the ball.
And she was forced off, Khadija Shaw, in their FA Cup game against Arsenal, so perhaps not 100% fit, although fit enough to start this one. Hemp. Hasegawa. Kirsten Kasparai. City are more of a possession-based team.
Yeah, they was doing the same, obviously, against Arsenal the other weekend. I just felt, though, at times you then have to know when to speed it up. It's all well being good, doing possession and passing it nicely, but you've got to be, especially against a team like Chelsea, you've got to be able to shift them.
Kasparai onto Kelly. Trying to get around Björn. Good block, and a Manchester City corner.
I think you just see Man City with their DNA, it is to go into the wide areas and get it to Chloe Kelly and get it to Lauren Hemp, and that's what Chelsea are trying to stop them from doing. They want City to play into the players like Coombs, who are sitting in the gaps, because they know that they can get tight to them, they won't let them turn.
And this is where all eyes will be on Bunny Shaw in particular. 6 headers in her 13 WSL games so far this season. Shaw gets there. I think Hemp was in the way. And Chelsea cleared their lines.
Yeah, it didn't really seem to sit up nicely for sure. I do think, yeah, Lauren Hemp's a little bit in her way, sort of just mistimes the jump a little bit. Big call there, though. Put your name on it, and you should be expecting Lauren Hemp just to give a little duck.
Coombs. Hemp trying to get away from Lawrence. Well claimed by Hampton.
I felt like sometimes as well, though, last weekend against Arsenal, when they was putting the balls in the box, you've got to have better numbers in there. Sometimes with Bunny Shaw as well, if you can see that ball's coming in, you need to break a neck to get across your defenders. You know, challenge Hampton, put her off, because if it falls down and it's a second ball, then you hope another player will be there to pick it up.
Here's Wahabi, Spanish international, towards Coombs. Shaw slips. Lawrence. Chelsea, the top scorers in the WSL with 41 in their 13 games so far. Manchester City have conceded just 8 times.
Yeah, that's what I said before we come on. That's the great matchup, really. You got one of the prolific front line, and you've got one of the best defenders in the league at the moment.
Another Lauren James trick. Draws appreciation from the crowd inside Kings Meadow. Cuthbert, all close down, and Robs. It's Shaw, she's in! It's 1-0 to Manchester City! Another goal for Bunny Shaw! The Chasers are in front at Kings Meadow.
You know, it's interesting as well, because we've got Gareth Taylor, I think, directly below us, and you can hear him telling players to press. Obviously, the first initial one from Yumi Hasagawa doesn't come off, but Park does really well. It's a great first touch from Bunny Shaw, because she just takes it away from Jess Carter there. Fantastic finish as well from her, but here, obviously, Chelsea playing with it, and Jess Park, she sets it, she goes. As soon as she turns that win over, Khadija Shaw with her first touch there, the outside of her boot, Jess Carter can't get nowhere near. If she does, it's going to be a penalty. But that all comes from Jess Park committing. And it's a great finish with the outside of her boot past Dan Hampton.
14th WSL goal of the season and her first career goal against Manchester City. When she got herself into that position, it would have been a total shock had she missed that. Will there be an immediate Chelsea reaction? James's ball in is out of play.
But you can see what Man City are trying to do, and obviously, I mean, we can hear Gareth Taylor telling players, go and press, go, go. And from Chelsea, it's just sloppy from Leopold's there, the ball into the middle. But when you're doing a high press, you need someone to go and to commit. And that's exactly what Park does. She commits, she wins the ball, and then it's a fantastic finish from Khadija Shaw.
Carter this time under pressure from Chloe Kelly. Manchester City unbeaten this season after scoring the first goal. Shaw robs it herself and makes good ground. Shaw goes for it, drags the shot wide. Perhaps there was a better option there.
Yeah, I think you had Coombs to her left as well, and then you also had Hemp, but she's probably just on a bit of a high still from her goal. You know, thinks I'm gonna cut backside in on my left. Again, sloppy from the midfield from Chelsea, but Khadija Shaw does really well. Cuts Erin Cuthbert, and she must have just fancied it on her left foot. Probably wasn't the best decision. Again, just being able to see that goal back. It's a great first touch because she kills the defenders. They can't touch her then because it'll be a penalty.
Radio silence from those home supporters. Shaw cupping her ear.
Didn't get the response that Lauren James got from the United fans, eh?
Yeah, not so much history there, although there could be some created tonight. Such a potent striker wherever she has been. And that is her 43rd WSL goal in 52 WSL appearances.
And I think the main thing with her as well, this season compared to last, is last season she created a lot of chances. She just wasn't clinical enough. And, you know, even though she scored a lot of goals, if she'd have put away more of her chances, her goal ratio would have been so high. But that's what she's worked on this year, is she's a lot more clinical with the chances.
So as it stands, Chelsea will still top the table on goal difference. And there is still a long, long way to go, of course. Can never, ever write Emma Hayes' Chelsea off. Here's James. Brighton spots the run of Ramirez, but Alexandri read it as well. Alexandri pursued by Cuthbert. She's dealt with that very well. Goal kick is the decision there.
Some of Chelsea's decisions really into the final third, just looking a little bit rushed, a bit sloppy, and it's not really normal to see Chelsea like that either.
Gareth Taylor, his 2 trophies so far, FA Cup final and the Continental Cup final against Chelsea in 2022, but very special if he is the manager to lead Manchester City to just their 2nd ever WSL title and their 1st in 8 years. Hemp, head down, held up by Fran Kirby. Great run by Park, she slots in for Shaw again! And a tremendous stop from Hannah Hampton. So close to a 2nd for Manchester City.
No, I was really impressed by Jess Park as well last week, and it's the same tonight. It's been a great first 20 minutes or so for a great little slip ball through for Shaw there. It's a big save from Hampton. She has to save that.
In the perfect position to make that save. Kelly into Alexandri. Forces Hampton into another good stop. Well held.
Yeah, that was a good header as well, because even though Alexandria was quite a way out from the goal, she got power on it. But Hampton does well. Save fans. Nice high catch, but yeah, never really in that.
Unfamiliar feeling for Chelsea on home soil. 33 games unbeaten. Last defeat in the WSL at home was February 2021 to Brighton. Hemp down, nothing wrong with that, according to referee Abigail Byrne. Here's Lawrence. Speeding down the right. Brighton is offside.
That was a little bit dubious, I think, on the challenge on Hemp there. Just checking though, Robin, I can't get banned from commentating, can I, if I say anything about ref?
You're safe up here with me, Gilly, don't you worry.
But yeah, just strays offside there. Good line there from City. So this is the one here, yeah, just a little bit, I mean, for me, and I'm a defender, but for me, I would give that a foul.
Don't you worry, won't get a Wembley summons. Nice to hear you're still in player mode, though, a little bit.
This referee is the one who sent me off, so I'll get a little bit of a bit of a dodgy tummy when I see her, to be honest with you.
We'll leave that one there. Greenwood into Coombs. Now Wahhabi. City really finding their confidence. Park. Here's Ferbruary. On to Chloe Kelly. She doesn't get the cross in, but, well, she thought she had a corner, but the decision is goal kick.
Even with Chloe Kelly there, she's got two Chelsea defenders around her. She still fancies herself to put that ball into the box. Probably unlucky not to. But it's good play from City, very patient build-up, and they're able to find the gaps coming up against Chelsea.
City trying to cut off the angles, and Hampton just about manages to get the clearance off under pressure from Bunny Shaw. Greenwood has so far stood up to the challenge of Myra Ramirez.
I think just knowing Alex Greenwood, you know, I played with her at England, known her for many, many years. She'll love the battle, she'll relish it, you know, and she'll want to come out on top tonight.
Ramirez. Wahhabi matching her, and it is going to be a corner. Her strength, Ramirez, is her biggest strength, you could argue.
Yeah, she's just dominant as well, you know, she's got one thing on her mind, and she's got the ball, she wants to be direct.
Corner taken short, Kirby. Greenwood got the final touch there.
Probably City feeling a little bit too frustrated that that's just come in so easily from Frank Kirby, completely unmarked on the edge of the box. Important header from Greenwood, because you've got Carter who's floating on her back shoulder as well. If she doesn't win that, Carter's there.
Writing. Alexandri. It's the initial header back in. And claimed by Keating. The assist for that goal, Jess Park, who is getting her chance in the absence of Jill Roord, who had an absolutely brilliant start to life at Manchester City, but has joined the club that no one wants to be in. A devastating blow, suffering an ACL injury. Park is getting her chance. Ward was the only summer signing for City. Here's Hemp. Two wingers have swapped sides. Hemp just about keeps that in. Fired into Park. I'm not sure if you at home can hear that, but Gareth Taylor's also in your living room, it seems. He wants them to switch it.
I could hear him, so I don't know why they didn't do it earlier. But just talking about Jess Park as well, obviously, in regards to Jill Ward, like, she's not going to be a like-for-like player. So the way City play, obviously Jill Ward does really well in the third player runs, coming in on the edge of the box, and you can't expect Park to do exactly the same. But for me, I was so impressed with her last weekend. She's confident to get on the ball. She moves it quickly, 1-2 touch. You know, she's full of confidence up there, little playmaker plan in between the opposition's defensive line and midfield line.
Starting the long road to recovery, Jill Ward. Horribly familiar one for many women's players, particularly in the WSL, it seems. Here's Cuthbert. Plays it through for Ramirez. Keating quickly off her line.
It was a good idea from Cuthbert, but what you see as well from Alex Greenwood, which was so good, is she just cuts across Ramirez at the last minute, which makes it really hard for her to do that diagonal run.
Ramirez crowded out. Trying to get the ball back off one of those near unpressable players, Yui Hasegawa.
Glad to say I played with Huey. You know, she's brilliant. She's so good in there. She always wants the ball. Very quiet player. Really come out of her shell when she was at West Ham, but she's just a complete playmaker in there. And I think even just watching City videos of her away from the pitch, she's just such a nice girl.
We're seeing a lot more Asian players making their way over to the WSL. A couple of standout ones for West Ham United as well, who are already making a difference. They're such technically proficient players.
No, I wouldn't mind Yumi's first touch.
That's nice work from Kirby. Infield to Lawrence, but Greenwood steps in, makes another really good interception. Here's Kelly. Ooh. Blocked off by Ashley Lawrence. That looked a robust challenge, to say the least, and Abigail Byrne has stopped play for a foul this time.
Yeah, and I think as well with Chelsea, any team who comes up against Chelsea know that their fullbacks like to go and attack. So it's about the spaces that they leave when they do step out, because they're such attacking-minded. Lawrence and obviously Charles on the opposite side.
Lawrence is clearing straight to Park. Beautiful first touch, and the second one wasn't bad either to find Shaw. Hemp trying to find Shaw. A decisive play from Hannah Hampton.
Really, really creative there from Lauren Hemp. You know, the little dink, ball over the top, but just seems to just bounce away a little bit too much on it. Just a little bit more lift, a little bit more, so it holds back a little bit, but obviously Hannah Hampton there on her front foot as well, coming out brave to claim it.
Bjorn into Cuthbert. A very similar position. She lost the ball for the City goal. Seems to be a trigger point for Manchester City. Cuthbert. Oh, Ramirez, a little bit too strong. Greenwood got back into it. Claims for a penalty. It looked like on first viewing at least that Greenwood got the ball there.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see the different angles here. Really good. I think Greenwood thinks she's got it. Ramirez, that's the sort of player that she's not going to give up. I mean, she doesn't get the ball at all. She doesn't get the ball at all. But it just seems like Ramirez miskicks it as well. She doesn't really connect when she goes across it, so it's a bit unsure really whether it's Greenwood's legs or if Ramirez's legs takes herself out before the touch from Greenwood.
Well, we have the benefit of replays. Abigail Byrne only gets one chance to make that decision. I think the fact we're still not clear means that probably best to not give the potentially game-changing one. Lauren James summoned over. Quick word in the ear of Lauren James.
Yeah, we've not really seen her really in this first half an hour or so. Chelsea need her to get into the game.
Kelly goes down again. Abigail Byrne trying to let things go, but player had arms on her. Hasegawa taken out, and it's a foul and a free kick.
Big signs of frustration there from Erin Cuthbert. You know, Chelsea are losing the battle in midfield. They're losing it when the ball comes from. They're turning it over too many times. You see, City is setting that trap, but yet still Chelsea are adamant that they're going to keep playing into it. But you see, yeah, it's late in the back of Hasegawa, and Erin's not unfortunate there, but the referee's literally right behind her, so she can't even get away with that one.
And Chelsea showing their physicality. Kelly's delivery. Ramirez fouled this time. Brighton into James.
See again though, Chelsea's still adamant that they're going to play the ball into Cuthbert, and Cuthbert does well to deal with it, but she's got Hasegawa right behind her. You have to be so pinpoint with it. If you know City are going to continue to play that way and they're going to high press you, sometimes it's better off just to keep turning them, so eventually they drop off. But City, they're going to see the success that they've had from doing it. They're going to keep it up.
Charles does really well to keep hold of that. Carter under pressure from Kelly. Lawrence, not too many options. James finds the tightest of gaps. Beautiful feet. Ramirez. Kirby! Chelsea's best move of the night.
I said earlier on about Alexandri getting drawn into a little fight with Lauren James. She's done it again there. She gets drawn so out. City are practically free at the back. So Harvey has to come all the way inside to join Alex Greenwood as a centre-back, because Alexandri is just so focused on trying to win this individual fight with Lauren James. You can't do it.
Leopolds with a little flick at the near post and cleared upfield by Jess Park. Good touch away there from Kiara Keating as well, from Kirby's effort.
Yeah, it was really important from Keating, you know, to get the touch on it. And you fancy Frank Kirby in them situations as well, to put the ball in the back of the net.
Ramirez trying to work the space. Good hold-up play from the Colombian international. Lawrence. A little bit too much on that for Kirby.
Yeah, really good play there from Ramirez as well, because she had Alexandri tight to her, but she holds the ball up so well.
Short, dropping the shoulder, motoring forward. Lawrence with a decisive touch away from Lauren Hemp.
See the press again from City. They're trying to lock Chelsea off on one side.
She's in the mood tonight, isn't she?
Yeah, no, she is. But that's the only unfortunate thing, though, when she does pick the ball up that deep, is that you don't have her further up as well.
Greenwood up towards Shaw, who was coming back from an offside position. Björn into the feet of Lauren James. Drops the shoulder, tries to pick out Kirby, she will get there. James takes over once again. Trying to work the angle, good defending. Leila Wahabi in the way of that shot. Lawrence keeps it going. An excellent play from Lauren Hemp.
Yeah, great defending there from Hemp. You know, I remember when I used to play, and obviously I'd big saying to my wingers, get back and track back. And sometimes, no offence, but wingers wouldn't really have the good timing when it comes to tackles either. But Wahabi does a great block on Lauren James. It's an important one. No, she just stands up, lets her make the decision, and then has an important block there. But obviously then Lauren Hemp with a perfectly timed tackle too.
Good win from Shaw, but she stayed down. This is concerning. She won that header cleanly, but she was clattered after it. Both sides summoned to their respective technical areas to get some instructions from their coaches. And she is so good in the air and so brave. I just hope the fact that she hasn't moved too much isn't the indication of what it could be, that's all.
Sometimes as well, when you go for a header like that, you do get hit in your land. Sometimes you're not really too sure exactly. You might feel pain in several places, and it's about just letting it settle a little bit. I think before we come away onto the players, she was feeling, the physio's feeling the back of her neck. So whether she's landed awkwardly, maybe whether she got... Obviously it's hard to see in the build-up whether there was any initial contact from Jessica whilst they was mid-air or that.
It is her goal that is the difference so far. She's had another chance, a couple of chances. So important to this Manchester City team. So far, so good, but a long, long way to go. Chelsea seem to always manage to get over the line as they search for their 5th successive WSL title.
Just see, she just gets it right in the back from Jess Carter. And probably just doesn't land that kindly either.
They'll catch up on all the highlights from all the games in the WSL across the weekend on the Women's Football Show, and all the best analysis as well on BBC One, Sunday at 11:30, right after Match of the Day 2. Also be available on the iPlayer. What do you think Emma Hayes will be saying, Gilly? What do you feel like they could do differently?
I think, it's difficult, isn't it? You've got to get Lauren James, I think, more into the game. I think because when she has got onto the ball, she's caused City problems. It's about just being careful with the ball, don't play into the City trap. You know, and you've got to take care of it and look after it. And if you are getting in there, you have to expect that you're going to get pressure from behind.
Charles.
Just seeing there again the decision making in the final third. Sloppy from Chelsea, which you're not used to seeing.
Khadija Bunny Shaw back on for now. I'm sure she'll be seen to again at half-time just to double and triple check she's okay to continue. Here's Wrighton. James. Forced all the way across and picks out Ashley Lawrence. Kirby. Now Carter. City in a good shape. Dogged to win it back. Lawrence. Oh, Coombs. It's Cuthbert!
Just holding my breath there because I thought that was going to go into the roof of the net. Just see afterwards as well, Coombs with Wahabi just says why you playing that pass to me there. It's great confidence though from Erin Clover. She takes a touch out of her feet. You know, she's only got one thing on her mind. Gets the power behind it, but it just doesn't dip quick enough for her.
Park onto Shaw. Hasegawa. Here's Leopold. Since losing back-to-back games in November, City to Arsenal and to Brighton, they've won all 7 in the WSL since then. It's the current longest winning streak because Chelsea lost just after that at the Emirates to Arsenal. Alexandri. That's given away. Chelsea try and move it quickly, but Hasegawa intervenes.
I think it's interesting as well because, you know, you're probably not used to seeing a Chelsea team play at home like this. You know, it's been a frustrating first half from things haven't really clicked. Final third decisions have been poor, if anything. Playing really a lot in isolation, not really collectively as a team, and not dominating. And you're used to seeing Chelsea dominate, especially at Kings Meadow.
Of course, we must mention Sam Kerr. It's another high-profile player who has to suffer through the long recovery of an ACL injury. A big miss for Chelsea. Shaw. Dancing feet, but not strong enough there. And she was a bit frustrated with her teammates.
Yeah, but I also think as well, she does well because she cuts the player, but then tries to do it again. Just play it simple after that. Now, if it's not on one side and you've cut a play and you've got the beating of them, don't try and beat them again. Just move the ball. But Leopold does really well there to use her body against Shaw.
Into stoppage time, 4 minutes added on. Kirby. Back to Leupolz. City continue to keep Chelsea at arm's length. Kirby turning into a bit of space. Not quite the same wavelength as Ramirez. Those partnerships still taking hold. Jess Park with space. Oh, and it's missed by Charles. Chloe Kelly a bit wide. And Kelly went for it. And Charles made up for her miscue.
I think there, Chloe Kelly, that's really all she could do. Now, after being in the position that she was in, you see Charles just gets her legs caught up there. But I think she was limited really because of the numbers that she didn't have no one really in the box at all. So she obviously fancies herself, but manages to win City a corner.
Kelly drills it in. Way by Charles. Retrieved by Hasegawa. Clips it downfield towards Kelly and safety first from Carter.
I mean, it's a great drilled ball in from Chloe Kelly, and you'd be expecting Shaw really to go towards the ball. She doesn't, she sort of hangs back, but then you think as well, is that because of potentially her obviously getting a knock? Does she just, not fancy heading the ball at the moment, or if she's in a little bit of pain with it?
Oh, Shaw was audacious. Side netting.
Yeah, I don't think Hannah Hampton was expecting that either. But again, if you've got a player like her who's full of confidence here, I mean, it would have been an outrageous goal. But if a player's got full of confidence, they're going to fancy themselves. And again, it's just sloppy from Chelsea. Now, I think potentially you're seeing a few players, obviously, like they're going to be under pressure, because they are losing, but you're just not expecting to see those things from Chelsea, from a Chelsea team.
Just a few seconds left of stoppage time. Time for Chelsea to go in at the break, regroup, resettle. Ramirez rides a couple of challenges. Half-time, and it's a slender lead for Manchester City, thanks to Khadija Shaw's composed finish. The champions trailing at the break and not looking themselves at all, Ginny Flatty.
No, they're not. And that's what I said. You don't expect to see a Chelsea team play like that at Kings Meadow at home. And I think Man City, they've set the trap, and Chelsea just playing into it, and City are winning it when they do the high press and it comes off. That they are winning those individual battles. For me, they've not got Lauren James into the game enough. Every time she gets into the game, City do panic. But yeah, it's just not been good enough for Chelsea. But credit to City, like I said, they have a game plan and they've punished Chelsea.
And so half-time at Kings Meadow. Manchester City lead by a goal to nil thanks to a strike from Bunny Shaw. Unsurprisingly, no problem seeing in the dark.
Thank you, Robin. Thank you, Gilly. That one got us all. We were all laughing on this one. We spoke about Chelsea's unbeaten home record here, 3 years since they last lost. But Manchester City have been impressive, Farah.
Yeah, they have. They've been the more dominant team, I think. Certainly from the off, I said it would be cagey, and it started out like that. But after that opening 10 minutes, I think, Manchester City have been more of the aggressors within this team, and that's in possession and out of possession. Out of possession, I think they've been phenomenal, really stifled Chelsea's build-up phase. And I think Chelsea have struggled to then get their more attack-minded players into the game.
Manchester City spoke, especially last week when we spoke to Alex Greenwood after the game against Arsenal, about this confidence and actually coming here today believing that they could win. And you can see that kind of in their play, Ellen.
Yeah, you can. They haven't come here since 2016 and won. So straight from the get-go, they're aggressive. Every person, like Gilly said there, winning their individual battle. They want it. They want to get this 3 points, and they want to win this title. You can see it on their faces, and they're just so aggressive, and it's really exciting to see. And I can imagine Emma Hayes is not going to be happy in that dressing room at all with Chelsea at the moment.
I would not want to be in there with Emma's rap. I've heard it before. But let's go to the goal, Farah, because Ellen, you just mentioned about them being aggressive, and that's actually what it came from, Farah.
Yeah, it did. You can see here Chelsea in possession, and Manchester City are setting traps so that they can press and be aggressive. They're really aggressive here, and the ball goes backwards. But this square pass to Cuthbert, and then the blindside press from Jess Park. I mean, the weight of the pass here, though, from Park into Bunny Shaw was tremendous. And the finish, the keeper didn't have time to set, but we'll slow it down here. Really good press, which forces Chelsea back. It's this square pass here. You can use Jess Carter. She probably doesn't have to, but that square pass to Cuthbert and the blindside press from Jess Park, to then allow herself to nick the ball and set up Bunny Shaw. I thought it was fantastic, Ellen.
Yeah, and I think Erin Cuthbert, she just needs to be scanning at the same time, but really front-footed from that press from Jess Park, and then a beautiful pass into Bunny, and Bunny's being so prolific at the moment.
I was going to say, talk more about that finish. Is that a striker that is scoring all the amount of goals that she is? 14 goals now in the WSL, that when you are one-on-one with the keeper, it's just that confident.
Yeah, and Farrow actually said that she never let Hannah Hampton set. She took it, so Hannah Hampton's jumping, moving, and she's just beautiful finish, and it just shows her confidence, and the team are loving being able to put them balls in and her runs as well, and it seems to be coming off tonight.
Okay, Farah, talk to me a bit more about Jess Park and mainly her position in there, because you spoke about her being aggressive. She spent last season on loan at Everton. Do you think sometimes players going on loan, that helps, especially coming back into a team full of internationals like Manchester City?
I think it definitely helps getting that exposure to WSL 1 football, which Jess, in my opinion, needed. But I think it's her positioning and her composure in central areas. She's played a lot off the flanks for Manchester City in the past, but the way she just drives the ball, and then it's the weight of pass to Bunny Shaw. This is a really good position. But look at the composure here, Alex, and then just sets away her teammate. So for somebody so young, fitting in to this Manchester City team isn't easy. And then we see her in a little bit here, again, off the ball, great little pass over the top. But it's the off-the-ball stuff that I've not really seen from Jess before. And you could just see her here, Jess Park, really aggressive press. And again, it sets her team on the way. So she's actually adding to her game something she hasn't had before. We've all known about Jess and all the flair that she's had. What we haven't known is the off-the-ball, and can she be aggressive with that for the size of her? She's certainly showing that tonight, Ellen, against a really good Chelsea team.
Very good, and I think, Chelsea's midfield have been phenomenal. Emma Hayes said it since probably Christmas. So this Man City team have come here and dominated and been so aggressive in that press, but then been nice and calm, and that finesse in that final product as well.
Okay, talk to me about, actually we're seeing Jill Rould in the stand right there. I think she came in our crutches, really missing her, especially her presence and what she does bring. But let's go back actually to the first half, and should Chelsea have had a penalty?
I was actually talking with Farah.
We've talked to everyone at home now,
and I was umming and ahhing, but I think once you do go, I mean, we get the slow-mos, don't we? And I think it probably was. Alex Greenwood does take out Ramirez right as she kind of releases the ball. Her feet get a bit muddled up, Ramirez, and I think Farah said that, I don't know whether Alex didn't like the tussle, she kind of lost that battle, so she kind of wanted to kind of get back in and make a little bit of contact, and I think it was a penalty. It's just so hard for the ref. I don't want to judge the ref, but I think it's difficult.
I think the difficulty, Ramirez, you can see here, she just loses control of the ball, you'll see it in a minute, she just loses control there, but Alex Greenwood still makes a tackle and still takes her down, so for me, because of that, it's a penalty.
She doesn't need to lunge in, basically, Alex. She could have just held off and let Ramirez just mess up her feet and let it go out for a goal kick.
How did Chelsea get Ramirez into the game in the second half, Farah?
I think they need to get bodies around her. I actually think she's been quite isolated in higher positions. I think she's done really well when she's had it. We've watched here from the side. She's really strong, really aggressive, can turn defenders. but I don't think they've brought Fran Kirby into the game and Lauren James into the game enough to get close enough to her. I feel like they can use the wide areas a lot better than what they are. There's acres of space in the flanks that they can really, hurt this Manchester City team, but for some reason the Chelsea fullbacks aren't progressing out of their half. Maybe that's something that Emma will look at the half.
You know what? Sometimes I wish you were mic'd up throughout the game, because we're stood in the corner and Farah is just screaming instructions, especially to Fran Kirby here. So talk more about Fran Kirby and what you really want to see from her.
I just think she can see the runs. I think at times she makes some really good runs, but then hesitates with that run. I think she should carry her run on. We'll see her chance here. It'll come out to once it gets switched, because she's in some really good positions, Alex. I think a central position here, really good chance. I don't think she showed me enough conviction in that area. Normally Fran Kirby, that's been playing a lot of football, should have probably put that in the back of the net or probably set her teammate up to score, but she's getting into good positions. You'll see here, really good position, hit with conviction for me, and I don't think she did that. But in this wide area, her movement's actually been good, but I don't think her fullback Lawrence is helping her. When she comes infield, Lawrence has to get higher and occupy the wide areas. She's not doing that, which then leaves Fran isolated inside. So I think the connection between herself, Fran Kirby and Lawrence at the back isn't quite working.
But I don't know whether Lawrence is a little bit worried about Hemp or Kelly being either side and then the pressure that's going to be on her. So she's a little bit tentative to go forward. So it'll be interesting what Emma Hayes says at half-time to whether she's going to push the fullbacks on, especially Niamh Charles.
OK, whilst Emma Hayes is sorting out her Chelsea team in the dressing room ready for the second half, obviously the club is still trying to figure out what's going to happen when Emma Hayes does leave in the summer. Let's get over to Jo Curry now, who's with someone who might be able to give us more detail.
Yes, Alex, I'm joined by Tom Gary of The Telegraph, a man very much with his finger on the pulse of this story, because, Tom, in the last week, it's been rumoured that Chelsea have offered a contract to Sonia Bonpasta, who's the current head coach of Lyon. From what you know, how close is this deal to being done?
Yeah, Joe, we understand that Chelsea have made the Lyon manager their first choice for the job. There's still a little bit of work to do. There's negotiations ongoing, and I believe there's still an obstacle to overcome in agreeing compensation with Lyon. Bonpasta is under contract till 2025, so it's not quite done yet, but certainly Chelsea have their first choice, and she's a manager with real experience, having won the Champions League and 2 French titles, as well as a French Cup. OK, so the deal's not done yet, and it's going to be big shoes to fill here at Chelsea, whoever comes in. But if it is Sonia Bonpasta, what kind of management style can these Chelsea players expect from her? Well, Bonpasta's been described as being quite strict, quite firm, but she's also somebody who has experience of managing very world-class players at Lyon, of course, who've got a litter of really big stars in the women's game. So, and that's quite crucial here, because this is such a good team. She's the only female coach who's won the Women's Champions League in the last 15 years, so I think that's a real attraction for Chelsea. Absolutely. The other news out this week, of course, is the England squad. The top line of that will be that Leah Williamson is back in. This is essentially a warm weather training camp for England out in Spain, with a couple of friendlies against Austria and Italy thrown in. For England, what will they be wanting to get out of these 2 games? Well, for England, this is really the start of the journey to the Euros in 2025 in Switzerland. They're playing sides in Italy and Austria who are ranked 14th and 17th in the world, so there'll be tests, but they won't be very, very difficult friendlies. I think there'll be a chance for England to try and start the year on a high, and they're collaborating with the under-23s in this camp. Some of the younger players will get a chance to impress Serena Wiegmann and her staff. So, and great news for England that Leah Williamson is back fit to be in the squad. She'll bring that leadership back into the side, and I think they'll be very confident they can make a good start. Absolutely. Well, Tom, thank you so much for joining us as always. We'll let you go and enjoy the second half.
Thank you both. Well, it's a summer off for the Lionesses after a historic couple of years, but interest still in Serena Wiegmann's latest squad announcement for those friendlies against Austria and Italy. Leah Williamson does return, but Millie Bright's still out injured, while there's places for the young caps, Kiara Keating and Grace Clinton of Tottenham, but not in full Manchester United striker Nikita Parris. Farah, I know you've been a huge fan of Nikita Parris over the last couple of seasons. Do you think she deserved a place in that squad?
Most definitely. I think if you look at her form coming into the season, didn't really get a start, and then has picked up a run of games, and she's Manchester United's top goal scorer. I think she scored 7 in 7 games or something, or 7 in 6 games, I think it is her record. I think if you're talking about picking players in form, I think she's somebody that certainly should go. She got left out of the squad in the summer, and she was disappointed from that, and it takes time to come back from that disappointment. And I felt like we've seen that at the start of the season with Nikita's form. I feel like she really struggled with that. But she's gone away and got her head down, and I think there's nothing more she can do to show Serena that she's trying to put into place the stuff that Serena's asked her to work on, and that's goals and assists, and that's certainly something she's getting.
Who would you drop? Who would come out of that squad for Nikita to come in?
It's not about dropping players. It's not. I mean, you don't have to drop anybody to fit her in. I'm saying, you know, an extra number in attack. Yeah. Or take somebody out of the midfield. Do we need 6 midfielders? Are the midfielders playing that well that they need to be in the squad? You can rotate the teams differently. We know over the years, the three of us, that sometimes we overload defenders because we didn't have enough quality in the attack, and at other times when we've got more of attack, it's the defenders that suffer a little bit.
And I suppose they do have the summer off, so it is time for her to either get back in or keep building for the future, Farah.
Well, they could pay for one more body on the plane for sure, no, and a hotel, because it's only a training camp and 2 friendlies. It's not like they're preparing for anything in the summer, so there's no harm in taking an extra body into camp. So another reason, you don't have to drop anybody, just add an extra body.
Okay, well, a mainstay in that England team, whilst Leah Williamson and Millie Bright has been out, has been Alex Greenwood in the heart of that defence. She's been speaking with Joe Curry this week.
You're the second most capped player in that England squad. Oh, makes me feel Did you know that?
Lucy first?
Yeah, I'm bronzy. Do you feel like one of the most senior players, or does it just feel like the time has flown?
Oh, both. I think the time has flown by. I think you look at some of the, the players who come in now and talk to, your Kazas and players like that who come in and speak to you. And I remember being the young player in the team and going, I'll never be that player who comes in and like a blink of an eye, you're there. And I do feel like an experienced player now. I think the tournament experience in itself makes you feel like that. And then obviously seeing how young the players are coming through now and again, how your body feels now and again, definitely gives you a reminder of you're probably an experienced player. But I enjoy that as well.
Someone who's back in the England squad after a long time out, it's Leah Williamson. What does it mean to the squad to not just have her back on the pitch in terms of what she brings as a footballer, but also what she brings in terms of leadership as well?
Well, exactly that. What she brings on the pitch speaks for itself. When she's fully fit and she's firing, she's one of the best. In terms of her leadership qualities, she's got so many. And it'll just be nice to have her back as a person. I think to see her back with everyone smiling and relaxed, it'll be nice. We've missed Leah, and I'm looking forward to seeing her.
Yes, always interesting to hear Alex Greenwood's thoughts there. In case you missed it, actually, the Lionesses now have a train line after them. That service, Euston to Watford Junction via Wembley. Go grab yourself a ride on the Lioness line. Okay, here's what you've got coming up on the BBC. The Women's Football Show, Sunday 11:30 on BBC One. And of course, we have to plug Ellen's new BBC podcast. Okay, let's get back to tonight. Let's recap of the first half in case you missed the action.
Make no mistake, this is the biggest game of the Women's Super League season so far. First versus second, Chelsea in the driving seat. It's Shaw, she's in! It's 1-0 to Manchester City! So close to a second for Manchester City. Kirby! Chelsea's best move of the night. Unfamiliar feeling for Chelsea on home soil. The champions trailing at the break.
A good shot of Emma Hayes right there walking back to her dugout. Farah, how does her team get back in this game?
I think they have to up the intensity, Alex. You've seen they've come out a lot earlier than the Manchester City team. Very unlike a Chelsea team and Emma Hayes to bring them out that early. So maybe they need to sharpen up. They looked a little bit flat in the first 45 minutes. That's no excuses for them. But they have a 45 minutes, to keep that record alive that they have here at home.
And the thing is, you can never write Chelsea off. That's why they're current champions, Ellen.
Exactly. And I think it's a big 45 minutes for this Chelsea team.
Tell me more about your former team there, though. What will they be saying in that huddle?
I think it's more of the same, to be honest. Again, it's a big half for them. They want the 3 points. They need the 3 points for this title, and it's more of the same. And, Bunny Shaw is obviously going to be wanting to score more goals as well. And I say it again, goals, goals, goals.
Goals, goals, goals. That's what Ellen White wants. Let's hear from our commentary team, see if they want more goals. Lee Flaherty is alongside Robin Cowan.
Thanks, Alex. I don't think we'd say no. Bunny Shaw is the only goal scorer so far. Chelsea, as Farah was saying, need to up their game, and Manchester City need to maintain and expect that Chelsea will up their game.
I also think as well, in the games that I've watched Chelsea and that I've commentated on for Chelsea, when they've played the first half and they've not had a great first half, they're always a completely different team in the second half. I think when Emma's able to go in there and tell them what she wants them to hear, you know, I think they come out a different team.
If anyone can get a tune out of her players, it's Emma Hayes, in the job for 12 years. And we want to end her long and successful tenure with another trophy or 4.
I think City will expect it as well, though. You know, I think that they're going to expect that Chelsea are going to come out another level, so they have to make sure that they go even better than what they've done in the first half.
Swept out to Wahhabi, who is fouled off the ball, and the referee's brought that back for a foul. I think Lauren Hemp won't thank her for that. She was about to make some good ground there.
Yes, it's a leg tackle from Lauren James on Wahhabi, but actually Lauren Hemp turns Ashley Lawrence, so she'd probably be a bit frustrated that it got pulled back.
That's loose from Alexandri. Leopolds, Cuthbert. It's a heavy touch from Wahhabi. Great ball from Lawrence. It's James. Nearly picked out Ramirez. Still there for Chelsea. Fran Kirby. Leopolds into Kirby. Good challenge from Hasegawa. A little push on Chloe Kelly, but play goes on.
Yeah, it's good build-up play there from Chelsea. No, I mean, it was a great ball in. They just wasn't able to make the most of it, but it's good, patient build-up play from them. And then even when it comes into Fran Kirby, then she's able to move it one touch.
Kirby collects. Carter. James. Assessing her options. Plays in Charles. City doing all the defending in the opening exchanges of this second half.
Yeah, it's really good defending there from Alexandria, very important header. But it's just a bit static from in front of Chelsea. No, the movement side of it, it's just easy for City.
James with the burst. Cross is slightly overcooked, but finds Charles. Kirby back to goal. Finds Leopolds. Chelsea invited to try and break down this stubborn Manchester City defence, which starts from the front. Just 8 goals conceded all season. Ramirez wriggling away. Out of play from Hasegawa for a corner.
Yeah, and that's what she does so well at. She's a powerhouse. You know, it's really hard for Greenwood. I think there's a bit of a pull of her shirt as well. But she just used her arm, and she's so strong, Alex Greenwood can't get around her. And then once she's beaten the player, she's so direct as well. Good position, though, from Yui Hasegawa there.
Brighton's corner. Excellent. Really good play held under pressure by Keating.
Yeah, really brave from Keating there, you know, to come through a pack of bodies, really, and to claim that. I think that's the way you see the growth as well, for a young player to be able to do that.
Jess Carter back on her feet.
It's a great ball in from Lauren James there, but you obviously Guru Ryan's coming off the back post, but just too in too early.
Wahhabi finds Coombs. Wahhabi whips it in, Shaw! Oh, went with her head, had to get down very low.
It's an unbelievable ball in, by the way, from Wahhabi. You see at first, initially she's looking for it. She's still given the time and space to put it in. But I think Bjorn just does enough. But here, you see Leupolz get out to Wahhabi. You just can't let her set herself up to put the ball into the box.
That is what she loves, that is what she feeds off. Swipe from Erin Cuthbert. Not her first challenge of the night, and so that is going to be a booking for Erin Cuthbert, Chelsea skipper.
I think Erin's fuming as well a little bit, because I think it's a bit of a hospital pass from her defender, you know, stitches her right up there. But yeah, she just leans in late. It's a foul.
Hemp dropping the shoulder, working the space. Away by Charles. Ramirez, not too physical on Alex Greenwood. Not happy with that decision, clearly. Hasegawa into Park. Cut out by Björn. Wrighton spots a bit of a gap, trying to bulldoze her way through it. Leupolz keeps it going. Kirby forced back by Kasperite. And caught off the ball. Leave Charles down.
Probably one of them ones though. You can see City, they're pressing hard. No, but Chloe Kelly, Neve Charles is going back. She gets herself into the book there, but she's going back. You don't need to do it. Let her make that pass.
So a yellow card for that challenge from Chloe Kelly. Seen a few fiery tackles and exchanges today. Not surprising in a game of such high stakes. Cuthbert, keepers come and drops down to gather.
I mean, there was a lot of bodies in there. To be honest, I lost the ball at one point. Obviously, Keating comes out. I mean, she doesn't get near it. Shaw's in front, just dropping around. And thankfully for her, she's surrounded really by City players.
So she's getting some treatment once again from those Chelsea fans behind her goal, Kiara Keating, something she got used to last week. Nicely played in Kelly's in behind. Opts to cut inside. Will she go again? Has she overrun it? Park. Shut down. It's kept going. Park to Ferbruary. No one pressuring her. And Hemp coming round the outside, just deflects off her, and it's a Chelsea goal kick.
I just think it's hard for Kelly there, because when she picks the ball up and she's driving in, she's really only got Shaw there in the box to aim for. And there's not really, I think where they're doing so well defensively, City, and they're winning the ball deep, it's hard then because they haven't got the players to join on the attack.
So as you can see, it is tight. This is as it stands. We'll have to see if it stays like that when the full-time whistle blows, but Chelsea remain on top thanks to goals scored. City need a couple more tonight without reply to overtake Chelsea in the WSL table. And this game precedes an extremely busy March for Chelsea, 8 games in all. Ajax in the Champions League, City again in the Continental Cup semi-finals, and also Everton in the FA Cup quarter-finals, as well as a few fixtures in the WSL as well. Something they're used to.
And I think it's something that Emma likes. And obviously I played for Emma, and I mean, even when I was there, she just likes games. She likes to have that momentum of playing regularly, and you're coming towards the business stage of the season now. She wants to be in all of the competitions, so you know that wanting that comes with playing a lot of games.
Shaw spreads it out wide for Hemp. Wahhabi takes over, finds Coombs. Coombs takes aim. And too close to Hampton.
Good play again there from City in the wide flanks. Not too sure Hemp was pleased that Wahhabi took the ball off her, though. I think she was in full mode, driving with it. I think she cuts inside, and then obviously Wahhabi takes it off her. But Coombs obviously fancies the shot too, but safe hands from Hampton.
Charles, Brighton, flag has stayed down. Oh, Keating got there just ahead of Kirby.
I also fancied Brighton then. When she took that first touch, I thought she's going to have a strike here, but she decides to take the second touch. She plays a beautiful ball in between the two centre-backs. Obviously, has a great pass back across for Franco, but Keating on the front foot again, brave in coming out there. It's a fantastic ball from Neve Charles to split the defence.
I haven't seen that link up down the Chelsea left that has been so effective this season. Charles and Wrighton. Seen that enough today. Just a short snapshot of it there. Deft touch from Shaw, sets Park away. Cuthbert matching her stride for stride. Cuthbert on the stretch, takes it away from Kelly.
Yeah, Cuthbert does really well there just to delay Park. Now what Park wants to do is just to drive into the space, but Cuthbert defends it really, really well.
Shaw. Looks like Chelsea are ready to make a couple of changes. Johanna Reeting-Canrid and Aggie Beaver-Jones getting ready. Lawrence. Just ran it out of play.
I think for me, obviously I'm not a manager, Robin, but I think for me, I'll get Lauren James into the centre of the pitch. I think she's been pretty much non-existent in this game in the wide areas. I'd see Ramirez potentially coming off, and then I think Lauren James coming into that 10 position, get her more involved in the game in a more crucial area.
Park asking a lot of Kelly. Leupolz. James trying to get around Wahhabi. The big hold of her shirt. James, though, is still going. Oh, that looked risky and that looked a bit suspect. Well, there was definitely a foul before James made her way into the box. Was there a foul when she got there?
I think it's hard because I feel like you don't really see a commitment from a defender. You know, I think if a defender makes that commitment and makes that lunge, it's a bit more easier to call.
Coombs. Park is making her way down the middle, but the pass from Bonnie Shaw not quite precise enough.
I think if Park was on, but she was on probably about 10-15 seconds earlier, then the ball got to her.
Against James. Goal kick. You see the frustration of the Chelsea fans. Don't agree with that decision. Should Chelsea have had a penalty?
It's not a penalty for me at all. I don't think Wahhabi makes any contact with her.
Johanna Reeting Cannerid on with some instructions, it seems. Little note there. She'll pass around. And Aggie Beaver-Jones also on. Guru Wrighton and Frank Kirby the ones to make way.
Maybe that's why I'm not a manager, eh?
Chelsea job is up for grabs.
I've won a Champions League as well. They've got Champions League pedigree.
There we go. Keating under severe pressure. City get a little bit fortunate. And Kelly can't track that ball. Lawrence tries to play in Cannerid. Wahhabi deals with it.
They're just trying to watch as well as what James obviously seems to come into the pocket, but is playing more higher up. Once again, City playing with it. They're playing under pressure and give it away. It's risky business.
So we have Aggie Beaver-Jones out on the left-hand side, Cannerid out on the right. But I think James is going to be slightly closer to Ramirez.
Yeah, she seems to be playing up more like as a two. But obviously the weakness from that is then City have got an overload really in the middle against Leupolz and Cuthbert.
Into Ramirez, staying strong. Oh, that was a big clearance. Chelsea play on. Ramirez. There's a player down. Yeah, the referee's going to have to stop this. Canary got that flush in the face.
I think it's where the City players, when they're trying to tackle Ramirez, they're basically trying to like boot the ball against that, rather than actually just doing a proper traditional slide tackle. They're trying to do that, and obviously then the rebound comes off.
Chiara Keating needing a bit of treatment. Now, clearly we have to expect that this is something that's needed, but we've seen these sorts of breaks in play before.
It's one of like the boy cried wolf, isn't it? Is that
That's
you
right, yeah. You mean when something actually happens?
And it is, no, it is. It's a tactical. Listen, obviously, when I played, when you're winning, you want it. When you're losing, you don't want it. You get fuming because you're just like, get up. But it's a great chance for Chelsea to come in as well and talk to Emma, and obviously City to get in as well. But it's hard to know when it's genuine because you know goalkeepers can't come off the pitch. They usually are the ones that go down.
Might have been from this. See, little knock there.
We'll give her the benefit of that. She's young. You'd like to think she's not well drilled in that sense yet when it comes to the sportsmanship side of things, but yeah, we'll give her the benefit of that.
Yeah, I'm not sure that would have come from her. I think the gaffer might have had a word.
There's some goalkeepers who don't like doing it. I remember playing with Hedvig at Chelsea, and she at first was like, no, like I'm not doing it. She was very adamant that she weren't giving. It didn't take her that long to be persuaded to do it, but it's really only in desperate times back then that we would do it.
Always thought she had too many morals.
Yeah.
Good to see you snapped her out of that in the time at Chelsea.
We had a few words.
Here's Hemp. Not too many in support. She might not need it. Surging past Carter. Trying to wriggle away from Carter. She's such a good defender one-on-one. But it is a corner.
It's a really good battle as well over there, whether it be against Lawrence. No, Carter's been dragged out there as well. Two England teammates, they know each other. Carter does really well to be patient, but she's tight to him. No, because even if she does get past, she's able to stretch and get a block off.
Kelly takes it short and receives it back. Different angle. Kelly flicked over the bar. Alexandri.
You'd also there, though, probably expect Chelsea, if there's two out there, you'd at least send another one out there so it's a 2v2 rather than a 2v1. Ritten Canary there can't really do anything because she knows when she goes to one, the other player's going to get it.
James, Leupolz on the back foot. Can't do too much with it. Ramirez. Lawrence, she's starting to see a bit more of the ball on that far side. Canary. Cuthbert. Shaw nods it on, but no one there to receive the flick on. James under pressure. No foul. Park slips it through towards Kelly.
It's a great ball from Park. I don't think Chloe Kelly expected it. Maybe if she'd gone a little bit earlier when the ball had actually been played, she would have got there.
Henry provided 8 assists in all competitions this season. Wahhabi took a little too long to make that clearance. Here's Leupolz. Lawrence with time and space to measure the cross. Towards Ramirez, away by Greenwood. And Kelly clears upfield.
a bit unsure then what Uhabi was doing. I think it's one of them ones where sometimes with a team where they want to play football so much, you're looking to play your way out from the back. So she's dropping off and off, just put your foot through it. You know, not always as a defender, you're always going to be able to play yourself out of trouble.
Here, on to Lawrence. Alexandri, beautiful turn from Park. Allowed to travel, and still going. Honey Shaw wants it. Park forced a little wide, picks out Lauren Hemp. Kasparai on the overlap. Kasparai went for it herself. She is yet to score for Manchester City. That would have been an opportune moment to do so.
Yeah, really good play from City there. Obviously, Park with the initial move. Obviously, the good link-up play. Kasparai just drives inside. I think Gareth Taylor's there is calling Yui to get the ball, but she's near enough near the tactical where the bench is. She's far too deep there to get the ball. You want to encourage your players there to have a go. Obviously, she cuts inside. Really, she's only got one thing left to do, and that's to have a strike.
More notes for Sjoeke Nusken to deliver on in the place of Ashley Lawrence. A defender on for a midfielder with Chelsea chasing.
I'm just trying to have a little look really to see if they've had a little shuffle. Have they changed shape potentially? Is Ritten Cannerud dropped in as the right back? See Nusken just going into the midfield area.
Hasegawa again, Park in acres. Hemp on her right, Chloe Kelly to her left. It's Kelly! It's saved by Hampton. Space is opening up for City now.
That's a couple of times now in the last however many minutes that Park's been able to pick that ball up completely unmarked in the middle.
It is a now extremely attacking lineup on this field for Chelsea.
Yeah, they're going for it. You know, I think Emma knows they need to get something from the game because they want to pull away from the pack. You drop points here tonight, you're just inviting everybody to stay closer to you.
And this was the chance.
Just Park sitting in between the two units, really. None of the midfielders really got a clue where she is. Obviously, Chloe Kelly, 1v1 again with Jess Carter. It's straight at Hampton, really. But there's not really much other options she has there apart from having a shot.
Nusken flicks it on. Great feet from Nusken. Cannerud. Really good movement from Nusken, the substitute, but Ramirez just takes her off the ball or slips. Just not quite happening still.
She's got to be given time as well to get settled into the team. But obviously, she's coming to a new country. From what we hear as well midweek from Frank Kirby, she doesn't talk any English whatsoever, which is always going to be difficult. But you're coming into a team where they're on a title charge, they're in all 4 competitions, you've got to learn quick.
She has Hannah Hampton translating into Spanish for her, and Emma Hayes as well.
Hannah Hampton and her could be further away from each other on the pitch, could they?
Might be a bit difficult to reach her with instructions, yeah. Yes, highly recommended listening. Women's Football Weekly on BBC Sounds with Ellen White and guests. And Frank Kirby was the guest this week. James with the flick on. Greenwood in a good position. Beaver Jones off balance.
As well, you probably want someone like Guru Wrighton, all left-footed, to be able to just direct that ball straight at goal. It's a great win here from James. Great flick on there. Alex Greenwood tries to deal with it, but can't really get much power on it. Just drops it into a really difficult area. And Aggie Beaver Jones on her weaker foot. She sends it over.
Good win from Lauren Hemp this time. And 2 significant absentees for Chelsea. Sam Kerr and Millie Bright. Must be painful for them to watch this and knowing they can't help out on the field.
Yeah, both out really with lengthy injuries. Obviously, you're unsure really what Millie's done and how long. But as you know, with Sam Kerr, she's going to be out for quite a while. And it's, I mean, any injury is frustrating, but when you know it's going to be a long-term one and you can't have an effect on the team on the night, it's a difficult watch.
Millie Bright not named in the upcoming England squads, but hopeful that she will be returning after the next international break. Carter. Cuthbert. Queens gets her foot to it, back in by Cuthbert. City sitting very deep now.
I was going to say they are getting deeper and deeper, and obviously Chelsea have thrown on a lot of attacking players, but you're just inviting Chelsea continuously, just keep coming at you, and there's only so much defending that you can do.
Great ball from Charles. Cannerid goes for the byline. Cuthbert! That looked destined for the back of the net.
Now, I thought he was going in the way it teed up for on the edge of the box there. Great one-touch strike there. I mean, I was waiting for it to the back of the net. It's a great ball out to Ritten Cannerid. She cuts back inside. Well, I think she's going to cross it. It's a great love. It's great power from America. We've just got the bend on it, but just isn't quite enough to go in.
Manchester City ready to make their first change of the night. Philippa Angledal. Ready to come on. Scored in the 2-0 win over Chelsea at home last season. Cannerid. Cuthbert. Out to Beaver Jones. And here comes the change. Angledal on for Chloe Kelly. More of a central midfielder for the wide forward. And Melanie Leopold's withdrawn for Chelsea. Jelena Chankovic on in her place.
What should I say, we'll see here, Ritten Cannerid again. Cuts through Harby, it's a great set. Oh, it must have been centimetres away from going into the back of the net. I think Keating thought she was beaten, in all honesty.
Cannerid's made a really positive impact since she's come onto the field. Just ran out of grass.
I like Ritten Cannerid as well. I think she's a player, I think, that has developed as the games have gone on. She's got better and better. And I think this season she's been really important to Chelsea, but she's a great option, whether she started or whether she comes off the bench, just brings a lot of energy and a lot of pace to the team.
Another star performer for City today, in possession and particularly out of it.
Yeah, she's worked really hard for City. She's been an outlet for them all the time, but defensively has just got back and done her job.
Clean challenge from Cuthbert. Here's Ramirez. Kennerid in support. Ramirez goes alone. Corner kick. Final 10 minutes.
Chelsea getting a lot of joy as well down the right-hand side there. Ramirez just very direct, and like I said, she's a powerhouse. She's so strong.
Work short, James. Forcing her way to the edge of the box and well held at the near post by Keating.
I think as well, especially as you're coming into the later stage of the game, it's about making the most of those moments. Keating again, full stretch, but no one really gets across Keating, you know, and no one really challenges her, makes it difficult for her.
Emma Hayes has been speaking a lot about watching Star Wars and being the resistance to hope the team strike back. And if they are struck down today, she'll hope they become more powerful than anyone can ever imagine. Something they can do. They've had setbacks before. That will take them to 2 defeats in the WSL this season. And historically, no team has ever won the WSL when they've lost 3 games. James couldn't quite keep that down. She's done well to win a corner out of that.
There's good defending there from City. You know, they have to stand up, they have to be careful with Lauren James because of how spectacular her feet are. They just stand up, they're patient. We'll see Alexandria with the important step at the end.
Cuthbert delivers. You can see why Manchester City have this incredible defensive record.
I just think it's hard though because you're asking a lot from your defenders.
James. Charles. Lacked conviction. Oh, and that was composure from Alexandri.
I'm holding my breath there. She done that header. You have to be so careful. She cushions it, nearly sits down. She cushions it back to Keating.
Well, Keating tried to clear it. Lauren James booked for obstruction. Takes it without too much complaint.
Yeah, I think she knows exactly what she was doing there. I mean, the chances of her actually getting hit by a goalkeeper, I've done that a couple of times when I was playing, but it's unfortunate for her that she has got connected with it, but it's a yellow card.
Chankovic, Cuthbert. Could possibly count on 1 hand, 2 hands maybe. How many times Bunny Shaw has touched the ball in this second half?
Yeah, she's been a lot more quieter in the second half. But I think City as well, they've not really played how they did in the first half. Their press was so good in the first half and they've just not done that this second half.
Charles away from Park. Ramirez. Got to say, Greenwood has been exceptional.
Yeah, brilliant. She had to time that as well. Front foot defending, stepped in, won it well. I think she was frustrated though with Angeldal for giving the ball away after doing that.
James. Charles.
I think sometimes as well teams get so fixated on Lauren James, and players do as well, that they completely switch off. Jess Park there was watching Angeldal defend James. She completely didn't pick up her runner on the outside shoulder.
It's a dangerous ball in. Ramirez was the nearest Chelsea player to it.
Again, it just wasn't convincing. Keating able to pick the ball up really with no one around her. It's not a powerful header that you probably would see from a player, obviously, that we're focusing on right now.
Hampton goes long. It's a good run from outside to in by Beaver Jones. And Lauren James, physical in the challenge with Alexandri.
I'm just a bit confused really by City in the sense of Keating gets the ball, she boots it, goes long, it goes back to Hampton. You're just giving it back to Chelsea and then you're just saying, come on attack us. But like I said, yes, they do have at the moment the best defence in the league, but you're asking a lot from your defenders to keep doing it continuously. The ball goes long. It's a strong challenge from James, but I wouldn't say it's dangerous or anything like that. Just, I think she's obviously it comes off her. She's just competing with it. She knows Alexandri's going for the ball as well. It just comes off the back of her head, but I think it's potentially her shoulder that, or a side of her arm that goes into Alexandri.
Catch up with all the goals, the highlights and expert analysis from Gilly Flaherty, of course. Women's Football Show, BBC One, 11:30 on Sunday, including the sold-out game at the Emirates Stadium tomorrow, Arsenal against Manchester United, another tremendous tie in prospects in the WSL this weekend. And at the moment, this is the match winner and the match-winning goal.
Yeah, it's great play from Shaw. Obviously, originally from Park to win the ball on the turnover with a high press. Shaw, the composure there in that area. Like I said, I think it's the first touch that really kills the defenders. And outside of the boot finish as well, so calm and composed. It's a great finish.
It's concern for Alexandri here. It's been down for some time. Looks like she's going to be okay. Sell out tonight at Kings Meadow. Still smiling Chelsea fans. Emma, we trust. Could be a damaging defeat, but Chelsea usually dust themselves down and go again. And if it does stay like this, they will still be top. But it just puts that little seed of doubt in the minds, especially with those players missing there. It is so, so tight. Arsenal still hoping to be in the mix as well. But these it looks like it's going to be a two-horse race.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think City, if they're able to get the 3 points, then obviously I think there's going to be a little bit of extra time added on. It's a big win for them, you know, if they manage to pull it off. But I think with Chelsea, obviously, they'd like to pull away and give the gap and give a bit more distance, because it's one less thing potentially to worry about with obviously all the other competitions that they're in at the moment.
Alexandri really doesn't look happy at all. understandably walking a little gingerly after that challenge and that fall. So Alexandria's off, Alana Kennedy on in her place, and Jess Park withdrawn for Mary Fowler. Here's Hemp. Hannah Hampton saw that wide. That looked close.
Yeah, it's a great pick up there from Hemp. No, in more of a central position as well. I mean, it's in trouble, Hampton.
9 minutes of time added on, which has given renewed voice to the Chelsea supporters. Jankovic into Björn. New for this season is the very precise timekeeping. It has resulted in a lot of late goals, very, very late goals. I just wonder if Manchester City will have the discipline, the energy to last for another 8 minutes or so.
What I'm saying, Robin, is that I'm glad this all come in once I retired, because I don't think I'd be able to play an extra 10 minutes near enough each game. No chance.
Well, that adds up, doesn't it?
It definitely does, especially the older you get as well.
Carter. Canaries. Boxes loaded with blue and white shirts. Wahhabi loses her footing at the expense of a corner. Jankovic delivers. Commanding header by Shaw. Back in by James. Cuthbert trying to work the space. Coombs. Anywhere will do. Nusken. Again, intervention from Greenwood. Space for Canarid. Too close to Keating.
I think that's just been Chelsea's problem, really, is the quality in the final third. It's a decent ball in, but there's no one really coming across, obviously straight into Keating's hand, but there's no one really.
Bounces away from Beaver Jones. Another change for Manchester City. They try and see this one out. Laura Coombs off. And a rare appearance for Demi Stokes. Just her second in the WSL this season. She was on the score sheet the last time Chelsea lost at home to Manchester City in the WSL back in May 2016. Björn. Greenwood there again. Saved! Oh my word, how has that stayed out? Off the line. All hands to the pump for Manchester City. Somehow they've kept it out. Charles.
Absolutely incredible from Keating there. Now, I thought Nuskin was just going to put the rebound straight into the net, but somehow she connects with it again. Greenwood wins the first initial one. It drops kindly. Oh, it's incredible. Absolutely incredible. Expect Cankovic there to do more with it, but the rebound sets up nicely. She just gets a strong hand. What a brave save.
Superb from Chiara Keating. Her heroics continue from last weekend. Here comes the corner. It's a good-looking one, but City will bring it away with Bunny Shaw. Angeldal. Chiara Keating with the double save. You say, what bravery. She's on course for the WSL Golden Glove as well. Can they continue to keep Chelsea at bay? They are pushing hard. And City don't really have an outlet.
I think as well with City dropping into really a 5 at the back.
Cankovic. Away by Kennedy. It is relentless from Chelsea. It is dogged, committed defending from City.
City don't need to get out, you know. That's driven from the back line. You're just inviting Chelsea again to continuously pump it forward.
Charles. Cuthbert. James. Over the top. And as we approach the final couple of minutes, Shirley Flaherty, your Barclays Player of the Match.
I think it was a tough one for me, really, because there's a really impressive couple of performances. But for me, this player, Alex Greenwood, has been absolutely phenomenal tonight. She had a bit of a tricky first half, initial first start against Ramirez, but she has held that back line together. She has won near enough everything that he's chucked her in the air, on the ground. She's organising them, and she just led them brilliantly. So for me, Alex Greenwood is my player of the match.
Well deserved, but she will be desperate to have that clean sheet. Phoebe Jones. Cuthbert. She was tempted to shoot, instead works it to Carter. Closed down by Hemp, who just seems to never run out of energy. Carter. James flicks it on. More time ticking away.
You've got to think as well, is that potentially going to be the last chance for Chelsea? See Keating doing well to run the clock down a little bit.
Cuthbert. Phoebe Jones gets there. Charles delivers. It's a dangerous one. Again claimed by Keating.
She's just been in the right place at the right time all night. You know, when you think that the ball's bouncing and there's bodies coming in the box, she's just there. For such a young goalkeeper as well, she's been brilliant tonight. But in another difficult area, there's so many bodies around the ball. It's bouncing. Demi Stoke does really well because she does enough to stop Whittingham coming in the back. It's just brave from Keating again.
Heading for her 7th WSL clean sheet. Seconds away. Can City hold on? Ramirez. Cankovic. Tired clearance straight to Cuthbert. The 9 minutes of stoppage time have elapsed. It's swung in. Keating claims.
I feel like what else can I possibly say about Keating? Again, it's another one. You just see Gareth Taylor saying, settle it down, take your time. Don't know how much more longer's about to be played.
Abigail Byrne. Eventually blows her whistle. It's all over. The champions are beaten. Manchester City strike a significant blow in the race for the WSL title. They draw level on points at the top with Chelsea. And they have beaten the Blues at home for the first time since 2016. Chelsea failed to win or draw at home for the first time in 3 years. Make no mistake, this is big. This is very big. And a deserved win for Manchester City, who executed a near-perfect away performance.
Yeah, it's an absolutely huge result for Manchester City. They know that they needed to get something from tonight's game to stop Chelsea running away with it. But for me, they won it. I mean, they won it on the first half with that press. Obviously, in the second half, I was saying they was getting deeper and deeper and deeper, but they just kept defending everything that was running. And Keating was absolutely brilliant. The defensive line was brilliant as well. But, yeah, great away performance from Manchester City.
Well, Chelsea pursuing a 7th WSL title, but they're being pursued themselves. Manchester City have beaten the champions on their own patch. Full time at Kingsmeadow. Chelsea 0, Manchester City 1.
Julie, Robin, thank you very much. Well, the title race is heating up. Last time Chelsea lost here at Kingsmeadow, it was to Brighton back in February 2021. And Manchester City can thank this player, Farrah Williams, and her continued goal scoring.
She's in great form, Alex. I think, you know, she started where she left off last season in terms of goals and, you know, assists. But today I thought she was phenomenal. Certainly in the first half, I think, you know, she really hurt the Chelsea back line, but what she was able to do in the second half, which I think Manchester City players in general have added to their game, they know how to stay in the game, they know how to stay compact, they know how to soak up pressure, they're disciplined as a team, they're very organised, and they can play with and without the ball. They got their goal away here, and it's really difficult. I'm not sure, I think we was trying to find a stat, I think it's the first time in 55 games, Alex, that Chelsea haven't scored here at home. So for a Manchester City team to come away here and do that, it takes some doing.
Emma Hayes talking to her team there. Ellen White, they're not used to tasting defeat, especially here.
Yeah, I think she'll be really disappointed with the first half. That first 45 minutes, Chelsea did not turn up, and I didn't think they put in the best performance in the second 45 either. I thought they were going to come out flying. I thought they'd be aggressive. I thought they were really going to be front-footed. We saw that maybe in glimpses. That end product wasn't there, and it's a big disappointment for them, especially to lose to Man City here. They haven't won here since 2016, Man City, so it's a big loss. You know, they need to regroup now, Chelsea, if they want to go on to win the title.
Yeah, Manchester City, you can see this confidence, this momentum that they're on at the moment, Farrah.
You can, and Alex Greenwood mentioned it to us last week about the togetherness within the team, and you saw this in the celebrations at the end. They huddled, they come together, and I guess they appreciated, or shown that they was appreciating the efforts of every single player out there, because it took everyone. This player in particular, I thought Keating, again, another phenomenal performance off the back of the one that she had last weekend against Arsenal. So 2 top performances, you know, back to back, and then she goes on to international duty. So she's had a fantastic couple of weeks going into that.
I think it's a mentality shift, isn't it, for Man City as well? They feel confident, they believe that they could come to Kingsmeadow and beat Chelsea, and it is a mentality, especially in that second half. I said I wanted more of the same for Man City, but what you saw was a lot of game management, and I thought that, you know, what Farrah said, they defended for their lives, and they put everything on, bodies on their line, everything to get this 3 points here tonight.
What is it? Do they just have the right balance within their squad now, Farrah, Manchester City?
I think what we saw last season, Alex, was a team that lost the spine of their team. They lost some big players. So they were rebuilding, and I think it took last season for them to rebuild. We heard Robin saying in commentary that they only added 1 player in the summer to the group of players that they had. So they felt they had that stability. They just needed an extra player to kind of give them that next level. And I feel like we know that Jill Roord, she did that to this team. Obviously, she's injured now. But I feel like having that period together and really trying to grow as a team, I think you can see the rewards of sticking with Gareth Parker there Gareth Parker, is that right? Gareth Taylor.
Well, we do know Jess.
I was thinking Gareth Parker's actually one of my coaches, one of the guys I work with, the homeless charity. I always get them confused. But no, I think...
It's all right. It's been a long evening. We know. Shall we show everyone at home how the current WSL table stands? We'll give you a moment, shall we? Because like I said, things are really heating up. Chelsea still at the top. They are level at the moment, but with goals scored, as you can see, the goal difference is the same right there. But it's a mentality shift, like you said, with Manchester City, that balance that they have and that blend of experience and youth.
Yeah, and I think it's 100% what Farah said as well, that consistency of that togetherness, having that extra year together. And he hasn't changed his team a lot. Obviously, we knew Jill Ror's obviously with an ACL injury. Jess Park and Angledale have come in, but I don't think he's changed that side. So they're really developing those relationships, which you've seen tonight. And they're on this unbelievable momentum and confidence form at the moment. And I think it's going to be tough to beat them.
OK, well, let's get over to Jo Curry, because we were talking about leadership and she sure showed it out there today. Player of the match, Alex Greenwood, is with Jo.
Well, Alex, that was a physical game. That looked like there were some tired legs out there at the end of the game. But what a result, what a performance. What were your thoughts on a full-time whistle?
Relieved, delighted, so glad when the final whistle went. Unbelievable character from the team. You know, to come here and do that against this team is unbelievable. I think we showed two different sides of us today. We played when we could. We defended, again, resiliently. But we remain humble now, you know. It's a massive win, but we stick together. Go away on international break, come back, 8 games to go, stay focused and go again.
To win away at Arsenal in the Cup last Sunday, to win away at Chelsea today, as weeks go, I imagine it's not been too bad for you guys. How would you sum up the last 6 days? There's been a lot of travelling there as well, hasn't there?
There has, we have. We've spent a lot of time, but we've recovered really well. Obviously, we're really well looked after. Got a really honest group of girls who, you know, recover right, go home, do the right things, and we knew how important these 4 games were. 4 wins, 4 clean sheets. What more can you ask for?
When you and I spoke midweek, you said people hadn't been talking about Manchester City when it came to the title race. I've got a feeling they're going to be talking about you a lot more going forwards. Has this squad now got what it takes to push on from this and win the league title?
I think we've always had what it takes. I think it's, for us, it's, like I just said before, it's staying humble. We do what we do every single week, and we stay focused, like I said, 8 games to go. We'll enjoy this, because we should enjoy this, and then we'll regroup and go again.
You absolutely should enjoy this, Alex. Well, congratulations. You are the Barclays Player of the Match. Well done.
Thanks very much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thanks.
And I'm sure they will enjoy the moment as they get on the team bus after and head back north. But look, let's talk about Gareth Taylor, because there were a lot of question marks over him as the manager, whether he should stay, whether he should go. But he's now rebuilt this Manchester City team, Ellen.
I think you have to give credit to the players. You know, I've spoken to some of the Man City players, and they're real togetherness. They enjoy going to training. They enjoy being with each other outside of the game as well. And I think you can see that on that pitch, those connections, those togetherness. And I think that's really important for this team, that that they have that togetherness, because this is a tough league to win, especially the amount of times Chelsea has won it. But yeah, I think it's credit to the players as well as the manager.
OK, let's remind everyone at home how Manchester City did win the game, Farah. It came from that aggressive midfield press.
Yeah, they had a really aggressive press in the first half. You can see here Chelsea were in comfortable possession, but it's this press that initiates the other press that comes here from Jess Park. You just see here, blindside press on Erin Cuthbert, loses possession. Then it's the weight of the pass into Bunny Shaw for me. And then the finish, Ellen, you're a striker, but that's a fantastic striker, and the finish of a striker that's full of confidence.
Yeah, I think Bunny's just been so prolific for this Man City team, and a great run from her, lovely weight of pass, like we said, from Jess Park. But yeah, the finish, just to have 1, 2, 3 touches, and then just to kind of flick that into the back of the net. It's a beautiful finish, one that I wouldn't mind scoring, to be fair.
It's just that confidence that she has at the moment.
Yeah, she's so confident, and her team really rely on her to score the goals, but they're also supplying for Bunny as well. They're putting those balls in for her to run onto and to be able to put it in the back of the net. So it's credit to the team as well.
OK, well, we just mentioned and spoke about the manager. Let's go over to Jo Curry right now, who is with Gareth Taylor, Farah.
Thank you.
Well, Gareth, 3 huge points. Not much between the two sides tonight, but what was the difference?
I think you have to give great credit to the way we defended as a team. Thought we were throwing bodies at their direct play. I didn't enjoy the second half, I'll be honest. Second game in a row. And we know we can look after the ball a lot better than that in the second half. But I cannot be critical of the team. They've been superb, I think, defensively this season. We've got so much desire to keep clean sheets. I think, and it's not just Kiara, it's Alex Greenwood, it's Alana. I think there was a hell of a block from Alana when she came on. Demi Stokes doesn't play for ages and then comes into a game like that and all hands to the pump. Yeah, for sure. We've got things we need to improve on, but it's a big step for us. It's a big step.
Manchester City haven't won here since 2016. Has it felt like a long time coming?
Yeah, it's my first win here. Yeah, I mean, it's true. I think they made it a bit of a fortress. We've broken that record now, and I think the girls totally deserved it. We played some good stuff in the first half. In the second half we broke and should have done better with the counter-attacking. But yeah, towards the end, I think it was a fantastic display of defensive work from the whole team.
I imagine it's going to be a very happy Manchester City bus back up the M6. Well done for tonight.
Thank you. Cheers, Joe. Thanks.
Yeah, and a very happy Kiara Keating. Once again, a top-notch performance from her, Ellen.
Yeah, I think we spoke, didn't we, at the start of the show, just her maturity and that double save at the end to keep Man City in the game. She's been phenomenal for Man City this season. Another clean sheet as well. But yeah, I just think she's putting her body on the line. And I just think that she's really grown into this role as Man City's number 1. She's still only 19 years old, we've got to remember. But yeah, the way that she just put her arm up and blocked that ball was just ridiculous. So yeah, credit to her.
I think that's a standard save. So the first one's a standard save for a goalkeeper. You'd expect her to save that. So from this shot here, you'll see, I think that's a save, a comfortable save for her. But it's her reactions to that. She knows she's palmed it into a dangerous area. To get her arm up into that position and block the shot towards goal is a fantastic save and a match-winning save.
Yeah, well, I actually don't know if we've got any American fans watching right now, but I know all about March Madness. But let's talk about Chelsea's madness of March, because they've got 8 games, Farah, across the 4 weeks, and some very important ones at that.
Yeah, they've got a lot of games, and we always hear Emma Hayes saying how much they relish the fact that they have game after game and less training in between, and it's more about the recovery to go again. So she's spoken as a manager that that's what her players like. I think this month, March in particular, will be really testing to see if that's the truth behind that, because there is a lot of tough games, Champions League fixtures within that, obviously WSL games, and yeah, I think it's going to be a difficult month for them.
Yeah, I think as well, with the international break coming as well, I'm sure they would have wanted to just go straight away and play another game. So to have that time off, I think it'll be frustrating for Emma. But yeah, big games for them, and they've got to turn this around now for the title.
Okay, well, you two, thank you very much for joining me. That's it as we head off on an international break. The WSL title is heating up, but not for me. I'm off to the Arctic tomorrow to take on a comic relief challenge. Please do wish me luck. Hopefully I'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Make no mistake, this is the biggest game of the Women's Super League season so far. First versus second, it's Shaw, she's in! It's 1-0 to Manchester City! So close to a second for Manchester City. Kirby! Chelsea's best move of the night. Cuthbert! That looked destined for the back of the net. Saved! Somehow, they've kept it out. It's all over. The champions are beaten.